Hi, everyone. I'm Dave Jays, Senior Vice President of Product at Vbrick. At Vbrick, we're proud to be the premier video solution for ServiceNow. When you connect Vbrick with ServiceNow, video becomes more than just content. It becomes a tool to drive employee engagement, increase self-service deflection, and reduce time to resolution across IT and employee workflows. We also bring conversational intelligence into Now Assist by transforming video into structured, searchable data that can be used by AI to deliver better answers faster. Today, I'm excited to share how this comes to life in the real world. I'd like to introduce Mindy Romero, Director of Internal Communications at Lennar. Lennar is one of the nation's leading home builders and a true innovator in the realm of employee experience. Their team has been at the forefront of using ServiceNow capabilities like Employee Center Pro, employee workflows, and IT service management to create more efficient, intuitive experiences for their workforce. Mindy is going to walk us through how Lennar is leveraging these technologies along with video to improve engagement, streamline support, and deliver measurable impact across the organization. Mindy, can you walk us through your journey with ServiceNow to date?
Our journey with ServiceNow began in early 2025 when our HR operations team brought in the HRSD product for their HR services and ticketing systems and things of that sort. Prior to that, we had a number of different platforms and channels that our associates would use to access information, make tech and HR requests, and all of these different platforms were quite old and just not particularly user friendly. For example, our intranet and even our video hosting was being done on a very old SharePoint, which did not provide a great experience for our associates. So the commitment to bringing in HRSD was a big differentiator for us. And leading the internal communications team, we identified the need for a new intranet platform, something that could really provide a connection for all of our associates across the United States. We did that with EC Pro as a product, also part of ServiceNow, and that became the platform that we launched together called Home at Lennar, which we introduced in April of 2025 as the single source for HR, IT, news, and information across the company, all under one roof.
Fantastic, Mindy. And when did it make sense to start adding video to Home at Lennar?
We have a deep history of video at Lennar. We have decades of videos that have been created. It's really our CEO's preferred channel for storytelling, and it was a key component of communications across the company. And our associates really love video content that we create through the Lennar News Network, our internal news video production channel. And so we knew as soon as we launched Home At that we would need to find a solution for video hosting as a fast follow to that launch because we needed to integrate all of the rich history of video from across the company within a channel that made sense for all of our associates.
That's great to hear about the fact that video is kind of ingrained in the culture and in the history of Lennar, and you already had a Lennar News Network that you had already launched. Tell me about what the future holds for you with EC Pro and video and ServiceNow.
Sure. So it's really exciting. We recently launched Beam, which is the Now Assist AI plugin for ServiceNow. Moving forward, we're looking to go mobile, which is really important for us and our business, as so many of our associates across the country are actually deskless. So being able to reach them via mobile platform will be really important. And I know we're also introducing the Manager Center down the road later this year.
Excellent. And I wonder, Mindy, if you can share some of your results to date.
In the first week following the launch of ServiceNow, we had a 99% deflection rate. We've also published approximately 800 brand new HR knowledge articles and refreshed approximately 1,300 knowledge articles for our Lennar Technology Group, which is our IT team. We also have had over 250% week over week usage increase and a 90% CSAT for HR cases. From a content perspective, we've also, in the first 10 months, published over 150 stories and videos that have been made to entertain, inform, and inspire our associates.
That's fantastic. And I'd love to hear a little bit more about how you're building your video library and your programs there at Lennar.
Sure. Our video library is being built on some strong sort of content pillars that were created when we devised the editorial strategy for Home at Lennar, or EC Pro. And so we identified 7 different pillars across a number of different topics, including our business, the communities that we work in, the health and well-being of our associates, and even industry insights. And so all of the content that is created across the company, and certainly on video as well, is featured or connects to one of those pillars. And so it's a great form for us to organize our content. And on Vbrick or on VULNN, we are able to categorize each of the videos that we upload to Vbrick using one of our content pillars.
That sounds like a great strategy for developing your content library. I'm curious, what was the experience before? I know you mentioned SharePoint, and how did video help drive engagement with Home at Lennar?
Video has been a big engagement driver for us on Home at Lennar, especially because, as I mentioned, video has been such a part of our culture internally for so long. And so the experience, unfortunately, prior to the launch of Home at and Vbrick in particular, was really subpar. It was just not an ideal situation. Load times were slow. You had to jump through a number of different login windows and clicks. You know, it wasn't as simple as a click or two to get to video. It was really difficult to play, to get to the content. And then once you were there, as I mentioned, the playback wasn't great. If you were on mobile, it was really difficult to view things. And if you were on Wi-Fi as well, the ideal sort of viewing experience was, sitting at your desk in the office, which is just not the experience that, nearly 50% of our associates who are deskless live with each and every day. So it's been really great and really changed what that viewing experience is like. I think for us, having an integration of this type was a key priority for Home at Lennar, and being able to provide that for our associates in a way that feels familiar and, much like a Hulu or a Netflix, we find that our associates are now binging content, which is really exciting. That's sort of the ideal and what we want. So it's a really a fantastic experience now versus what it was before.
That's fantastic. And what sort of metrics are you using as your North Star, and how have they improved since the rollout?
We've had some really great metrics that indicate the levels of engagement our associates are having with the platform. In the summer of 2025, when we first launched, we had, a really great spike. We had about 2 to 3 thousand associates engaging with the platform. And we're approaching about 7,000 associates, so nearly 60% of our population engaging with content across platforms, including our video content. As I mentioned earlier, we're finding associates are often binge watching videos. We launched a home building series, for example, which was a 10-week, 10-part series in the fall. And, folks really enjoy binge watching that one in particular. And we have an all-time viewing metric, which is about 2 minutes and 25 seconds, which is really encouraging for us. From a content production perspective, a lot of this data helps to inform how we iterate and continue to create really compelling content for our associates.
That's fantastic in terms of results and just the rigor around measuring and understanding how your associates are engaging. What about any feedback you've received in terms of the quality or the experience since you've added video?
The feedback we've received from our associates has been really compelling. Generally speaking, everyone loves the experience. Again, it's much more seamless. We've integrated it obviously with ServiceNow, but we've also integrated it with Teams. So we have associates have the ability to view content right there. It makes it super easy. And so it's the ease has been a huge differentiator for us, excuse me, and really helped accomplish our main goal of finding an experience that was seamless and integrated, seamlessly with the channels that we currently have. It's also been really great for our associates to be able to, essentially click once, maybe twice to be able to reach content. As I mentioned earlier, sometimes it felt like they had to jump through hoops to get to content, but it's a very simple, seamless, easy experience. And that's really what we wanted, was to eliminate the friction that was there to prevent associates from, engaging with our video content. Another great form of feedback that we receive every day is actually directly in, whether it's the videos on Vbrick or those that are embedded within our stories on Home at. It's the fact that associates can comment directly on the stories, on the videos, leave their feedback in real time. It's always really exciting to log on to the platforms and see the content that we've recently distributed to our associates, and see really, the comments and the feedback, whether it's to each other, celebrating one another in their stories, or just commenting on how great the experience is to be able to view these videos, how clean and flawless the experience is. That has been a big game changer for us as well.
That's amazing. And I know you mentioned the rollout of Now Assist and Beam, your virtual agent. I'd love to hear your thoughts on the experience using video in Now Assist.
It's been great to have Beam as part of our experience because it allows for our transcriptions and our like captions and things of that sort to be surfaced as part of the searches that our associates do for content on ServiceNow, which is a huge game changer because as we move to more sort of integrated or comprehensive sort of video campaigns, that content, really does need to be found and needs to be accessible to our associates, even when they don't fully know where they last saw it or may not remember, exactly what they're looking for. Being able to surface it through, the AI assist function is a huge game changer for our associates.
Excellent. And I know you mentioned integrated campaigns. Can you give us any examples of campaigns that you can share?
Sure. We've done a number of campaigns in the last few months in particular that have had video as a core component, including, as I mentioned earlier, a home building journey series. It was a 10-part series that covered each aspect of the home building journey across our company. It was a great hit. Video was really the heart of that campaign, and it received great engagement from our associates. We also launched a really great campaign during Cybersecurity Awareness Month. We created, thanks to the beauty of video, we were able to create a really compelling video series based on a cyber league, which was a group of associates who battled cyber crimes essentially, or cyber threats, better said. And so they were, again, each character had a video. We had, movie premiere style posters and video content and teasers that helped push the campaign and promote the campaign with our associates. But even most important, I think, one of the campaigns or one of the sort of most impactful communications in recent months is actually communication from our CEO at the beginning of January, introducing a new company strategy. And with that, it was accompanied with a video created by the LNN team, hosted on Vbrick, and it broke records for us. It was a really key communication for us, as you can imagine. It's our company strategy, and with video as like the hero piece in the internal email that went to all of our associates. Again, that one click, sort of very easy to view and very easy to sort of, share the key messages of where we're going as a company in 2026.
What more can you ask for than driving more employee engagement and record-breaking results, right? That's amazing. At the end of the day, business workflows only deliver value when employees engage with them. That's where the combination of ServiceNow and Vbrick becomes super powerful. Together, we help make these workflows even more successful. The reality is, video is how people naturally consume information today. Whether it's learning how to fix something, understanding a new program rollout, or hearing directly from leadership, video is often the fastest and most intuitive way to absorb information. What Vbrick does is bring that experience into your enterprise workflows inside ServiceNow across IT service management, employee workflows, customer workflows, AI search, and Now Assist. Video becomes a native part of how work gets done. Many organizations are rapidly adopting Employee Center Pro as the central hub where employees go to get help, find knowledge, and complete tasks. When you embed video into that experience, engagement goes up dramatically, as you heard. Vbrick enables video to be embedded seamlessly into ServiceNow experiences while still being secure, governed, intelligent, and discoverable throughout the ServiceNow platform. The impact shows up in real business outcomes: faster onboarding, higher adoption of new tools, improved knowledge retention, and sustained employee engagement. And when you combine your video library with Now Assist, something even more powerful happens. The intelligence locked inside that video content can be extracted and delivered to employees at the exact moment they need it. Instead of searching across multiple systems, users get the right answer right now inside the application they're already using. That's the real opportunity, turning video from passive content into an active part of your business workflows. Thanks so much to Mindy and the entire team at Lennar for sharing their journey with Vbrick and the impact of video within their organization.